As the kids were younger, I had thought a lot about getting a dog. I had a dog when I was growing up. Actually, we had several dogs when I was growing up. I think like 5. And Jami had a dog when she was growing up as well. And so after a while, I knew that we needed to get the kids a dog. And as Jami and I were discussing the idea of getting a dog, someone let us know that there was one that needed to be given away. A 6-month-old Havapoo. Half Havanese, half Poodle. She was actually the perfect dog when it came to shedding and playing with the kids. And she made our Christmas cards cuter too. But 7 years into having Zoe, I felt the need to have a real dog. When I thought about the idea of having a dog years ago, I had always pictured a Labrador Retriever. You know, a real dog. Plus, as we took Zoe for a walk, all I could think about was the neighbors laughing at me as I walked a 6-pound dog down the street. I know, I've got problems. But in my mind, I needed a real dog. So towards the end of 2019, we purchased and picked up Lola, our charcoal lab, our real dog. Now I can take the dogs for a walk with pride. Jami has her dog, and I have mine, a real dog. I joke all the time that Lola has the street smarts, and Zoe has more of the scholastic smarts. Lola is all dog, and Zoe is, well, maybe part dog, part cat, I'm not sure. Lola can do dog tricks, and Zoe knows how to sit. That's about it. One of the things that Zoe has never done that I totally forgot that dogs do is the whole chasing their tail thing. I don't know why, but it's always funny to watch Lola trying to chase her tail. Around and around and around, trying to grab it with her mouth. 99% of the time, she can't grab it, but there's that 1% of the time that she does grab it and she treats it like a miracle. I don't know why I laugh, but it's hysterical to me. And then, as Jami and I were talking about our kids and parenting, it hit me. There are many times when we feel like we're chasing our tails. Like when we tell them over and over again, take out the trash, do the dishwasher, put the toaster back, clean the top of the oven, clean your room. Basically clean up after themselves and take care of their things. And then there's the practice your sport, do your schoolwork, get out onto the bus on time, read your Bible, memorize our family Bible verse. The things that should be priority in their lives. And we find ourselves getting super frustrated, telling them, reminding them, and telling them again to do these things. Chasing our tails, only to have them to not do what we've asked them to do. If only they just did what we told them to do, then they'd be perfect little human beings. We've tried everything, from nagging to harping, to removing privileges, to other consequences to get them to do what we've asked them to do in their lives. And while that temporarily works for like 24 hours, we find ourselves once again chasing our tails, wondering why there hasn't been permanent life change. And then we remind ourselves, it's not just about changing their behavior, no. It's about building up their heart. Instead of getting frustrated, focused on simply putting away the toaster, it's about teaching them how to serve. It's about teaching them how to prioritize what's important in their lives. It's about thinking about others above themselves. It's about thinking ahead and being able to see how doing a small task could be so helpful to somebody else. And it's about teaching them to follow Jesus and what all that looks like. You see, it's really all about their heart. And once their heart changes, then their behavior will follow, which makes this all the more harder because it becomes all about us and less about them. It becomes about how we respond to their perceived failure. It becomes about what we chase in our lives. It's really about our vision for what's important and where we place our focus. And it's really all about our hearts. Once we realize this, then we can finally stop chasing our tails. Proverbs 13:24 says, "Whoever spares the rod hates their children, but the one who loves their children is careful to discipline them." When we hear this verse, when I read this verse, we think about spanking our children, but it's not about correction through pain. Jami's parents actually had a paddle with this verse on it. But this verse isn't really about spanking our children, no. You see, shepherds use a rod and a staff to direct their sheep. The rod is used to gently prod the sheep on the right path, and the staff is used to strongly exert the shepherd's authority and to gently but firmly pull the sheep back to the herd, moving them in the right direction, away from danger. You see, this verse is all about direction and protection. Psalm 23:4 says, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me." You see, parenting is all about direction and protection. It's all about directing our kids and protecting them. So if we look at parenting as guiding and shaping and molding our children, then we become more intentional about helping and guiding our children in the way that God would have us and them to live. Then doing the dishes, putting the toaster back, cleaning the oven becomes an act of service, and practicing their sport and doing their schoolwork becomes using the talents that God has given them. Proverbs 22:6 says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." You see, changing our children's behavior is super important. But it's about so much more than that. It's about training up their hearts, which means that parenting and training up our children really starts with our hearts. It's a perspective shift in our thinking and how we parent. And once our perspective changes, only then can we be free from chasing our tails.